Hey everybody, it's Lori, and I am here today with a book haul. It's been a little while since I did my last book haul, and I've gotten a few more books, so I thought I'd go ahead and share those with you. So, the first three books I got off of Paperback Swap. One of them I had been on the wish list for a long time, and the other two I got for upcoming books on the Close Reads podcast. So, the next book that Close Reads is going to do is The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. So I figured I should just go ahead and pick up a copy. I have a bunch of Paperback Swap credits, and I don't think I'm going to renew my membership next year. My membership comes up in February, so I think I'm just going to try to use up my credits. So I thought I'll just go ahead and pick this up, and since it was one that was fairly easy to find, it worked out pretty well. Another upcoming book for Close Reads is Home by Marilynne Robinson. She is known for the book Gilead, and I know nothing about that book. I know nothing about the author. I do know that in discussing the upcoming books that they were going to be reading, back when we were reading The End of the Affair, which is by Graham Greene, a Catholic, they were talking about the Catholic novel, and we're going to also do Walker Percy at some point later on in the year. They had a discussion of, is there such a thing as like the great, because you have the concept of the great Catholic novel, is there such a thing as the great Protestant novel? And they argued that Gilead by Marilynne Robinson might be the great Protestant novel. So I'm interested to see what I think about this book and what I think about this author that I know very little about. The last book I got from Paperback Swap is one that we have been on the wish list for quite a while. It is the Andy Warhol edition of Getting to Know the World's Greatest Artists by Mike Venzia. We have a whole bunch of these, but Andy Warhol is a particular favorite of Eva's. So, even though my kids are pretty much past the age for these cute little art biographies, I still like them. My kids still like them, so we figured we'd get it. These are great fun. So if you do have younger kids, they kind of tell the story and have great images. So of course we've got the iconic tomato soup can, iconic tomato soup can, and then I got Marilyn Monroe. I like the cow, but it just tells a little bit about the author's life and their works, and they're just full of good pictures. So we like these a lot, and I wasn't going to turn down Andy Warhol. Next up, back in early June, I ordered several books about race relations. And they took a long time to get here because apparently everybody was ordering books about race relations. So the books I did get are White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. I did read this, and if I've already done my wrap up, if I've already posted that, I will post that in maybe over there, the cards, so you can see what I thought about this one. And also, same thing, same reading wrap up. I picked up White Rage by Carol Anderson. So, Robin DiAngelo is white, Carol Anderson is black. The idea was to look at the issue from both perspectives, and I give credit to these two books for getting these two books to Books with Shay because she was going to do read alouds on these. I think she at least did the one on White Fragility. I'm not sure if I ever saw the White Rage. I should go check. I haven't watched them because it took forever for my books to get here, and just I forgot, I guess. And then I also ordered along with these a book called This Book is Anti-Racist by Tiffany Jewell. This is a book that Eva had asked me to order. I ordered it from a site that I hadn't used before because they made it appear that it was in stock when it was sold out everywhere else. And then it took over a month and I never heard anything again. And then I finally ended up canceling the order and just getting this in a Kindle edition for Eva so she could read it right away. The idea was it would be easier to pass around if we had a physical copy, but sometimes things don't work out. So we did pick that one up on Kindle. And my last chunk of books are all from Ignatius Press. So my husband sent me a message with one of these books. It was on sale. I assumed that meant he wanted me to buy it. So I clicked over to the Ignatius Press website, and they had a deal where if you bought 3 books, they would send you a free mystery book. And I like free mystery books, so this was not very hard to convince me to do. So the book my husband wanted, that he is in the process of reading, is Dorothy Day, An Introduction to Her Life and Thought by Terence C. Wright. He says this is very good and the whole family should read it. And he is, more than 2/3 of the way done. So I'll take his word on that. And at some point I would like to read this. But, I had to look around and see if I could find some more books I wanted. So the next one I found, I figured would work for my for my Catholic 2020. I can't keep my Catholic reading challenges straight. My Catholic 2020 challenge, one of the prompts was a book about beauty. So I all along had been like, I have no idea. I'll probably just pick up one of the books that was suggested by Hallie at Carrots for Michaelmas. That's another name I should look up if it's Hallie or Haley. I think it's Hallie. And so when I was scrolling through, I found this and thought this looked like a good plan. It's by Joseph Piper, Only the Lover Sings, Art and Contemplation. So Joseph Piper also wrote Leisure, the Basis of Culture, which is a big book that I have heard a lot about. I think I have a copy, but it's really hard for me to keep track of a particular book, but I have not read it yet. But I've just heard such great things about that book that I figured there's this book. It is about art and contemplation, so I think that falls under beauty. And I didn't know it when I bought it, but it's like only 75 pages long, so it's not very big, so yay, a book I can actually get through. And then, searching around trying to find my third book to get my freebie book, I did find that they published an edition of Introduction to the Devout Life by St. Francis de Sales. Now, this one is for my Catholic Read Your Way to Heaven book challenge thing. And I think this might be in year 4, but it could be year 5. It's really hard for me to keep track. I am in the middle of year 3 right now, but I figured I'm going to need this eventually, and, I can just get it now and get my freebie book. So that's why I got this one. I probably could have looked and found something that I would read sooner, but this is what I chose. And then finally, they did add my freebie book, and it looks interesting. I haven't taken a lot of time to look through it, but my husband told me that book you picked up looks interesting, and it was the mystery book he had forgotten I got a freebie. And that is Tweeting with God by Michael Remery, who is a Catholic priest. He is the Vice Secretary General of the Council of European Episcopal Conferences, so don't know anything about this particular priest, but I have recently gotten onto Twitter, so I have experienced a little bit of Catholic Twitter, and a lot of just general Twitter. So it sounds like it could be very interesting about how to kind of use Twitter as an evangelization source, I think. So we shall see. But it's a nice thick book. So we'll see. But, I'm not going to turn down a free book. If you tell me if I order 3 books, you'll give me 1 free, clearly I will order 3 books. So those are all of my recent book purchases and books I've received over the last couple months. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know if there's a book that I should get to sooner rather than later, or if you have suggestions for me, or if you just want to chat about any of these, do so in the comments below. Feel free to subscribe if you like book hauls and monthly wrap-ups and not a heck of a lot else these days. But other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, that you stay safe and stay healthy, and I will see you in the next one.